यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदन जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा हरि जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन हरि यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा चारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासा गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा पदा जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरु जय नमो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य सतश्री अभय चरणारविंदेसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। द्वारका धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। समेत भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय। श्री गौर निताय की जय। श्री भरत मृदंगा की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories and glories and glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktar Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamadavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So today we are reading from Canto 3, Chapter 27, Shloka number 8. Yadrachaya upalabdhena Yadrachaya upalabdhena Yadrachaya upalabdhena Yadrichaya upalabdena santushto mitabung munihi santushto mitabung munihi santushto mitabung munihi vivikta sharanaha shanto vivikta sharanaha shanto विविक्त शरणः शांतो मैत्रः करुणा आत्मवान् मैत्रः करुणा आत्मवान् मैत्रः करुणा आत्मवान् यदृच्छयो उपलब्धेन संतुष्टो मितभुङ् मुनिः विविक्त शरणः शांतो मैत्रः करुण आत्मवान् यदृच्छया उपलब्धेन संतुष्टो मितभुङ् मुनिः विविक्त शरणः शांतो मैत्रः करुण आत्मवान् यदृच्छया उपलब्धेन संतुष्टो मितभुङ् मुनिः विविक्त शरणः शांतो मैत्रः करुण आत्मवान् यदृच्छया उपलब्धेन संतुष्टो मितभुङ् मुनिः विविक्त शरणः शांतो Maitra Karuna Atmavan Vaishnavis Yadrichaya Uplabdena Santushto Mitabung Munihi Vivikta Sharana Shanto Maitra Karuna Atmavan Yadrichaya Uplabdena Santushto Maitra Gurihi Sharana Shanto Maitra Karuna Atmavan. Word meanings: Edrichaya, without difficulty; Uplabdena, with what is obtained; Santushtaha, satisfied; Mita, little; Bung, eating; Munihi, thoughtful; Vivikta Sharanaha, living in a secluded place; Shantaha, peaceful; Maitraha, friendly; Karunaha, compassion; Atmavan, self-possessed, self-realized. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. For his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. He should not eat more than what is necessary. He should live in a secluded place and always be thoughtful, peaceful, friendly, compassionate, and self-realized. Translation responsively. For his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. He should not eat more than what is necessary. He should live in a secluded place and always be thoughtful, peaceful, friendly, compassionate, and self-realized. Purport. Everyone who has accepted a material body must maintain the necessities of the body by acting or earning some livelihood. A devotee should only work for such income as is absolutely necessary. He should be satisfied always with such income and should not endeavor to earn more and more simply to accumulate the unnecessary. A person in the conditioned state who has no money is always found working very hard to earn some with the object of lording it over material nature. Kapiladeva instructs that we should not endeavor hard for things which may come automatically without extraneous labor. The exact word used in this connection, Edrichaya, means that every living entity has a predestined happiness and distress in his present body. This is called the law of karma. It is not possible that simply by endeavoring to accumulate more money, a person will be able to do so. Otherwise, almost everyone would be on the same level of wealth. In reality, everyone is earning and acquiring according to his predestined karma. According to the Bhagavatam conclusion, we are sometimes faced with dangerous or miserable conditions without endeavoring for them. And similarly, we may have prosperous conditions without endeavoring for them. We are advised to let these things come as predestined. We should engage our valuable time in prosecuting Krishna consciousness. In other words, one should be satisfied by his natural condition. If by predestination one is put into a certain condition of life which is not very prosperous in comparison to another's position, one should not be disturbed. He should simply try to utilize his valuable time to advance in Krishna consciousness. Advancement in Krishna consciousness does not depend on any materially prosperous or distressed condition. It is free from the conditions imposed by material life. A very poor man can execute Krishna consciousness as effectively as a very rich man. One should therefore be very satisfied with his position as offered by the Lord. Another word here is mita bunk. This means that one should eat only as much as necessary to maintain the body and soul together. One should not be gluttonous to satisfy the tongue. Grains, fruits, milk, and similar foods are allotted for human consumption. One should not be excessively eager to satisfy the tongue and eat that which is not meant for humanity. Particularly, devotee should eat only prasada or food which is offered to the personality of Godhead. His position is to accept the remnants of these footsteps. Innocent foods like grains, vegetables, fruits, flowers, and milk preparations are offered to the Lord, and therefore there is no scope for offering foods which are in the modes of passion and ignorance. A devotee should not be greedy. It is also recommended that the devotee should be muni or thoughtful. He should always think of Krishna and how to render better service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That should be his only anxiety. As a materialist is always thoughtful about improving his material condition, the devotee's thoughts should always be engaged in improving his condition in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, he should be a muni. The next item recommended is that a devotee should live in a secluded place. Generally, a common man is interested in pounds, shillings, and pence, or materialistic advancement in life which is unnecessary for a devotee. A devotee should select a place of residence where everyone is interested in devotional service. Generally, therefore, a devotee goes to a sacred place of pilgrimage where devotees live. It is recommended that he live in a place where there is no large number of ordinary men. It is very important to live in a secluded place, Vivikta Sharana. The next item is Shanta or peacefulness. The devotee should not be agitated. He should be satisfied with his natural income, eat only as much as he needs to keep his health, live in a secluded place, and always remain peaceful. Peace of mind is necessary for prosecuting Krishna consciousness. The next item is Maitra, friendliness. A devotee should be friendly to everyone, but his intimate friendship should be with devotees only. With others, he should be official. He may say, "Yes, sir, what you say is all right," but he is not intimate with them. A devotee should, however, have compassion for persons who are innocent, who are neither atheistic nor very much advanced in spiritual realization. A devotee should be compassionate towards them and instruct them as far as possible in making advancement in Krishna consciousness. A devotee should always remain Atmavan or situated in his spiritual position. He should not forget that his main concern is to make advancement in spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, and he should not ignorantly identify himself with the body or the mind. Atma means the body or the mind. But here the word Atmavan especially means that one should be self-possessed. He should always remain in the pure consciousness that is spirit soul and not the material body or the mind. That will make him progress confidently in Krishna consciousness. Om Ajnanandamrandasya Jnananjanashalakayah Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadisva Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Srutapadakammalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sandubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everyone. Before I start the class, I beg the mercy of all the Vaishnavas and the Vaishnavis assembled here, so that I speak the correct things, so that the right words come out of my mouth at the right time, and it is beneficial to the listeners. So in today's class, we are seeing here this translation is, oh my God, what happened? Yeah. So in this translation, it is said that for his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. The first point itself is a very dicey one. For his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. It says, everyone wants income, right? Everyone wants money. Everyone wants to accumulate wealth. Whether he is a devotee or a non-devotee, everybody needs money. That is there. He should not eat more than what is necessary. Again, a difficult proposition. It is. You should live in a secluded place. India is a very populous country. Where will you find a secluded place here? Very difficult. And always be thoughtful, peaceful, friendly, compassionate, and self-realized. So many things are being told here. So here, let's see the context in which the whole thing is being told. Okay. So this particular chapter, what we are referring to, here this is being said in the previous shlokas. What is being said? Kapiladeva is talking to Devahuti, and he is telling that he is explaining about this Atma, about this Sharira, and also the necessity of the Supreme Lord, and also how it is necessary to go back to Krishna Loka. He is talking about it. In this he is saying that we are all Atmas, but for some reason we have all come into this material world. Having come into this material world, we are being terribly influenced by the three modes of material nature, and we have all forgotten our original constitutional position. Our original constitutional position is to be the eternal servants of Krishna. Jivere Swarupahe Nityar Krishna Dasa. We are all supposed to be the eternal servants of Krishna. But then we have forgotten that we are the eternal servants of Krishna. But then we get so much entangled in these material activities that because of this entanglement, we are again and again taking birth and death in this material. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, that is going on in this world, and we are not able to get out of this material world. So Kapiladeva is explaining to Devahuti, there is a method by which you can get out of this material world, and he is explaining about the yoga system. Now when he is talking about the yoga system, we have to understand that there are two types of yoga systems what he is referring to in this particular chapter. One is the Ashtanga yoga system is he is talking to, and second is he is talking of the Bhakti yoga system. Ashtanga yoga system starts with Yama, Niyama, etc. Finally it goes up to Samadhi. It goes up to. And when it goes up to Samadhi, what is happening is at Samadhi stage, one is again engaging in devotional service for the Lord only. That's a long process. So he says, why not take the simpler process of devotional service? After all, devotional service is the simplest process. He says that you can take it up, and he is saying chanting and Shravanam, Kirtanam. He is talking of in text number 6. He is talking about that. Okay, 7 and 8, yesterday's shloka and today's shloka. He is talking of the do's and don'ts that one should follow to make progress in one's devotional service. So yesterday also we saw some of the do's and don'ts what the Prabhu was explaining. Prabhu was explaining about do's and don'ts, and today also Kapiladeva is talking of certain do's and don'ts. Some of them may appear to be very impractical for us, some of this. But will Shukdeva Goswami talk to Parikshit Maharaj something what is impractical? He will not. After all, Bhagavatam is given for whom? For which yuga it has been given? Bhagavatam has been given only for Kali Yuga. And they know that in Kali Yuga these people need these teachings. That is why all these things have been given. So what Shukdeva Goswami has taught, quoting Kapiladeva, that cannot be wrong. That cannot be impractical. Everything is practical. But then it takes time to understand and get into it and move forward on that. So we'll see from that, we'll see that. And so today's first point, what he is talking is, he is telling, for his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. That is the first point he is talking now. Now the first point, one should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. We can be satisfied with many things, but when it comes to wealth, how much should be the wealth that one should have? Is there any definition of that? We do not know that, right? How much wealth you should have. Am I right or wrong? Even brahmacharis need wealth. Some money they need to carry out their activities. Without that, how can you carry out your activities? You cannot. So you also need money. The devotees also need money. Non-devotees, we don't even have to ask them. They always think only in terms of wealth, how much to accumulate wealth. That's what they think. So wealth is required. Now the question is, how much wealth should I accumulate? I do not know. Why I do not know? Because I do not know in my old age what will happen to me. What will be my health condition? Correct? No. In the old age we do not know what will be the health condition. So you need money to take care of your wealth, to take care of your health that is needed. Alright, that's one thing. How long will I live? That also I do not know. So I have to protect myself. So in order to protect myself, I have to provide for some wealth. Right? That I have to protect for my wealth, for protecting myself I have to do that. But then, so some smart devotees can also quote Rupa Goswami. What did Rupa Goswami do with this wealth? 50% he said for Krishna consciousness. 25% he gave to his relatives and friends, he said. And balance 25%? He kept for himself. Is it not? He kept for himself for his future. So some smart devotees can quote, "Arey, even Rupa Goswami kept paisa rakha tha usne, to main kyun nahi rakhna chahiye? To main bhi rakhunga paisa." But Rupa Goswami knew exactly how much he should keep. But we never knew how much. We do not know how much to keep. Rupa Goswami understood how much he should keep only simply because he was totally dependent upon the Supreme Lord. He was totally dependent upon the Supreme Lord, and he understood very well that everything in our life is predestined. There is nothing that is not predestined. Everything is predestined. We are all programmed when we come into this material world. Already programming chip to dal diya andar hamara. And everything is working according to that chip, according to the program only everything is working for us. So if I am already predestined, that's what it says. The word that is used here is yadrachaya. Yadrachaya means, that is, one should, yadrachaya means without difficulty. Uplabdha means what is obtained, one should be satisfied, it says. Without trying to endeavor too much to get this. Rupa Goswami is also talking about this. Is it not? He is also thinking, Atyahara prayasascha, he is saying. Prayasascha means what? Endeavoring too much. Endeavoring too much to do what? To accumulate wealth. He says, don't try to accumulate too much wealth. It is not going to be helpful. On the contrary, it can be more painful for you. Because once you have wealth, too much of wealth, what is your duty then? To protect the wealth. And when you have wealth, how is it? Everyone is interested in you. In you? No, nobody is interested in you. Everybody is interested in your wealth. And everybody sees how to get wealth out of you. That is what everybody sees. Yes. So, here Prabhupada is explaining in his purport, everything is predestined. Everything is predestined. Everything comes according to what one is destined to get. It will not that if you are doing this, you will get more. Nothing like that will happen. So, if that is the case, some people say, work hard and you will get more. You will be successful. That is also we hear. If you have to work hard and become successful, that is also predestined. If you have to work hard like a donkey, that is also predestined. So, once I was talking to His Holiness Jai Advaita Swami Maharaj on this, and he was giving a lecture. And in this lecture, so somebody asked this question, there is always, people say that if you work hard, you will be successful. He said, yes, that is true. If that is predestined to work like a donkey, you will work like a donkey. So even that is the case. If you are predestined to work like a donkey, we will definitely work like a donkey. But then, what will we get? You will get only what you are destined to get. So the best example is the construction workers. How much of risk they take while constructing a building? They climb up, they work 12 hours, 14 hours, they work every day, right? From morning till night they work. They have to climb up, in a dangerous conditions they stand, sit, and they work, do everything. Are they very rich? After the building is completed, they are not even allowed to enter the building. That's the building they construct, but then they are not allowed to enter the same building which they constructed. That's the status. So, if working hard brings much wealth or more income, then the construction workers should be the richest people in this world. But then you find that they are the poorest people. They work so much hard. Isn't it? So everything, Prabhupada clearly explains that everything is predestined. In this predestined, when he is saying this, in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna is talking about this particular Adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha Adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha pratak vidam vividascha pratak cheshta daivam cha eva panchamam. He says, I think it comes in 18th chapter it comes, and 18th chapter it is the 14th shloka or something like that. Where he is being saying that Adhishtanam karta, anything to do, there should be a place where you should work. Karta should be there. Karta means the owner, the proprietor should be there. Karanam means all the equipments, instruments, gadgets that you need to do, that also it should be there. Pratak vidam, pratak cheshta. Pratak cheshta means the various endeavor that you have to make, everything should be there. These are all under your control. Krishna says, all these things are under your control. Then finally again he says, Daivam. Daivam means what? He says the mercy of the Lord should be there. If the mercy of the Lord is there, then it will be successful. If the mercy of the Lord is not there, it will not be successful. Is it right or not? Don't you think it is right? We can try, we can do whatever you want, everything you can do. Ultimately the success comes only when the mercy of the Supreme Lord is there. If the mercy of the Supreme Lord is there, even if you don't have any of these things, still you will be successful. Mercy of Guru and Krishna is very, very important in our life. So whatever is required to get the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we should always do. Guru Krishna prasade paya bhakti lata bija, it says. So first Guru's mercy should be obtained, then only you can get Krishna's mercy. Without Guru's mercy, you cannot get Krishna's mercy. So how to get Guru's mercy? Simply by obeying his instructions. It's not that Guru is going to come and tell you particular instructions he is going to give you. Not necessary. He may give a general instruction. Like he may say, you have to chant 16 rounds every day. You have to follow 4 regulatory principles. This is a general instruction given to somebody, right? Guru says that you have to do preaching. You have to prachar karna chahiye. He says that. Is he telling one particular person that, or is it a general instruction? General instruction. But then we have to be intelligent enough to take that instruction and adopt it in our life. When we do that, then we will be able to be successful. So that's what is being told here. So here, when it's being told, it's said that we have to see what I can do to make my life successful, and my life becomes successful when I follow the instructions of Guru and Krishna. So working hard to become successful would not be really necessary, he says. Then he is saying this, I'm not able to see also. So in this, Prabhupada in his purport, he is also further explaining in this. So what should I do? If everything is predestined, then what is my duty? What am I supposed to do if everything is predestined? Savai pumsam baro dharmo eto bhakti radokshaje ahetuki pratiyata ya atma suprasaditati, he says. So that is, he says, that is only duty. That is what you need to keep on doing it. Simply keep doing devotional service to Lord Krishna, because that is your duty. That is what you need to do. And if you do that, automatically your life will become successful. You don't have to worry about it. You should simply be satisfied with what you have at this point of time. Again, that is very difficult to simply be satisfied with what one has got. So even in the Vamana avatar, when Vamanadeva asked for the 3 steps, Bali Maharaj said, you are a small boy, you do not know what you are asking. This is nothing to give. Bali Maharaj, Vamanadeva immediately answered Bali Maharaj saying that if I am not satisfied with these 3 steps, a Brahmana should be satisfied with what he gets with 3 steps. Even if you give me the 3 worlds, I will not be satisfied. So one should be satisfied with what one gets always. He explains that. Beautiful shloka that is. He explains that. And similarly, we have to also learn how to be satisfied with what we get. It is not easy. It is, let's face it, in material world, it is very difficult to be satisfied with what we get. Always the desire is there to get more and more, either for my satisfaction or for the satisfaction of the others who are dependent on me, something or other, it always happens. But then here Prabhupada is explaining, be satisfied with what you get, because that is what will help you to progress in your spiritual life. So that is the first point that is covered. And then in the second one, it is being said, second one what he is saying is that you should be, you should not eat too much. He says, you should not eat too much. Atyahara, one should be satisfied with what he gets. One should eat only what is necessary to keep the body and soul together. In the initial days, it is not possible. When we get into the Krishna consciousness in the initial days, no, ISKCON is giving such a nice prasadam. Why should I not have prasadam? Many people come only for prasadam in the initial days. They want to have prasadam only. They eat prasadam. After prasadam is over, gradually, morning time, afternoon time, wherever you see, somebody has already eaten, somebody is giving khichdi there, again he will go and put his hand there. Because it is nice, everything is nice, somebody is giving sweet, will take. It happens in the beginning. So Prabhupada talked about it. Prabhupada said, even when you are taking prasadam, you should take in limited quantity only. Not because it is getting free or it is very tasty, you should not eat. You should not eat for the satisfaction of your tongue. But you should eat to keep your body and soul together. I was saying that. No. So that is a second point he said. So one should eat only what is required. That's it. Third is muni. The point is munihi. Muni, that is being very, very thoughtful. Means one should always be thinking of how to render devotional service to Krishna. That is what should be running in one's mind. He should be anxious without wasting my time how I should be doing my seva for the Supreme Lord. Rupa Goswami is explaining avyartha kalatvam. He is talking. Is it not? Avyartha kalatvam. What is the meaning of avyartha kalatvam? A devotee is very conscious of the time. He doesn't want to waste any time because the time is already going. Time is killing us. Actually, we say that we are killing time many times. But actually, we are not killing time. Time is killing us, and our time is going off. So, Rupa Goswami said, Avyartha Kalatvam, where he said that one should be very, very conscious of time because one doesn't know how long one is going to live. We are not in this position of Parikshit Maharaj, where the notice period is given to us. Our notice period starts from the time we are born. Actually, from the time we are born, anytime anything can happen to anybody. So one should always be prepared to call out the name of the Lord. And how will you be able to call out the name of the Lord at the end of the life? Antakalecha mam eva smaran antakalecha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram, he is saying. So at the end of life, if I have to remember the Lord so much, I have to practice it throughout my life. If I have to practice it throughout my life, I must not be wasting my time on doing other activities. Simple, right? When many times you are also chanting, but even when chanting, our mind is not on the chanting. We are told that you should always call out the name of the Lord, always all the 24 hours you should remember the Lord. It's all being said. Is it happening practically? Let's face it. Is it really happening in our life? It is not happening, So we need to ask this question, why it is not happening? I am also trying for the last 30 years. I am also trying for the last 40 years. I am also trying for the last 50 years. Some people come only for 2 years and they say, Prabhu, I am not able to focus on the chanting. I told them, Baba, I am there for the last so many years. Even I am not able to chant. But it will come, it will improve. Gradually it improves. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, in his lecture in Bombay, somebody asked this question. When I am chanting, my mind is traveling everywhere on the various sevas that I have to do, various family issues, everything in my mind is running, which is a fact, which is natural happening. So Jayapataka Samar said, when I started, my mind was also running like this. What seva to do, how to do, all these thoughts I used to get at that time. But now, over a period of time, I am not disturbed by these things. So beautiful. Prabhupada has said this. Prabhupada has also said that it has taken, if I am not mistaken, he said something about 30 years it took for him also to bring his mind under control and fully focus on the chanting, become do pure chanting. So Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, when he said, I was there in that class, I was listening to that class, in Bombay, and he said that it has taken a long time, but now my mind is fully focused on chanting. Whenever I am chanting, I am fully focused on that. It's a great thing to achieve. Guru Jayapataka Swami Maharaj could do because he is fully engaged into that activity. But many of us here are not fully engaged into this activity. We have got other material activities also going on along with this. Going to office, earning income. I suppose so that I see quite a few people, I believe that they are all visitors here, so that happens. So yes, I have to take care of my family, I have to work, and that also runs in my mind. But then that is also being explained that even when I am working or even when I am doing anything else, I should be conscious of Krishna and do my job. It happens, it is possible. Not that it is not possible, it works, but it takes time. It much depends upon how much we are conscious about it and how much efforts we put to become Krishna conscious. There is always an effort from our side. Unless we put effort, nothing will happen. Understand? Krishna is very, very clear. Everything is a sadhana bhakti only. But through sadhana only you can come to me. It is not that sadhana kripa, it is called, sadhana kripa only. It is not direct kripa where you get from the Supreme Lord and automatically you become a great devotee of that. That's very few, very rare. Somebody is getting, if you want to get a doctorate, you have to study and get it. But then there are also some who are exceptions. Without studying, they can also get a doctorate degree also. But that is very exception. So, unless and until we put in that real sadhana and do it, we will not be able to attain Krishna Prema. That has been said. The entire process we have to follow. That's it. So, one has to be very thoughtful about how to make progress in our Krishna consciousness. That's what yesterday I was explaining. We are hearing lectures. We are reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, everything we are doing. But what is important is, after reading, we should have mananam. We should contemplate over what we have read, what we have heard. If it is simply reading and then afterwards forgetting it, then our reading is superfluous. Our reading is superfluous. We will not remember it. And we will not be able to apply it also in our life. We will not be able to apply it in our life. So that is very important. I'm sorry. Anyway, let me try with this. Whether it works. Then, I was just talking about it. Why we are not able to focus on our chanting, on reading, mananam, why we are not able to do, we are not really understood. But Krishna is explaining. In Bhagavatam, it is being explained. In the first canto itself comes, Bhaktir utpadete pumsaha shoka moha bhaya bhaya. It says that, Yasyamvai shruyamanayam Krishne parama purushe Bhaktir utpadete pumsaha shoka moha bhaya bhaya. That is, Yasyamvai shruyamanayam. The more and more we hear, keep on hearing, we can become a devotee of the Lord. That is and we can also get into this situation of becoming very thoughtful. Our thought is only how to do seva for the Supreme Lord. That is possible. Yasamvai shruyamanayam. That's the reason In the 9 process of devotional service, the first one is Shravanam. Shravanam is very, very powerful. What did Parikshit Maharaj do? Parikshit Maharaj did only Shravanam. He didn't do anything else. He was simply listening. And by simply listening, he got the moksha. Is it not? So that is very, very important. So whenever there is a katha going on about Krishna, we should see how I can hear, what I can learn. Afterwards, contemplate over it and see how I can apply it in my life. Application is very important finally. Otherwise, we will only become a jnani. So application is very important and see how I can apply it in my life. So that is over. And that also comes through, then, okay, next he says one should live in a secluded place. Is it possible to live in a secluded place for us? No way. Nobody can live in a secluded place. India's population is so much. Where will you get seclusion? You will never get seclusion. But that doesn't matter. What he here explained is that secluded place means you come to a place where there are many devotees. The association of devotees makes a very, very big difference in all of us. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra kahe. Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi hoy. So simply by associating with devotees, everything is possible. But again, associating with devotees, we should be very careful. Just because somebody is wearing a dhoti, tilak, that doesn't mean that we have to associate with him also. That doesn't mean that. We have to also decide who is a Uttama Adhikari. We have to understand, we have to find out whether somebody is better than me. And our objective should be always to associate with somebody who is better than us. Understand? Always someone who is better than us. Then only I will be able to learn from. That's why Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Asat Sangatyaga, Ei Vaishnava Achara. Stri Sangi Eka Asadau, Krishna Abhakta Ara. He says. That means what? Prabhupada in his lecture on this particular shloka, he has given a very beautiful translation, a beautiful explanation. Prabhupada says, Asat Sangat Tyaga. One has to avoid the association of non-devotees. Now, non-devotees are of 2 types, he says. One is one who is Stri Sangityagi, Eka Asadav. One type of non-devotees who are constantly interested in the opposite gender and sex. If you go into the material world, you will find that many people talk. Even amongst devotees, that happens sometimes. All those things happen. So such persons one should avoid because they are asadav. They are not devotees of the Lord. Sri Sangatyagi Eka Asadav. One type of non-devotee. What is the second type of non-devotees? Krishna Abhakta Ara. When you read, you have to be very careful. It says Krishna Bhakta. That's how we will read there. Krishna Bhakta Ara. No. If you go into the word meaning, it very clearly explains Krishna Abhakta. It says, Krishna Bhakta, Krishna Abhakta. So it's a Krishna Abhakta. Those who are not devotees of Sri Krishna, he says, avoid them. Not worth it. They may be the devotees of any other god, it doesn't matter. But if they are not devotees of Krishna, don't associate with. That is what exactly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling all of us. If we want to make progress in devotional service, this is very, very important. With whom we associate. That is explaining that. So, coming, not secluded place means living in a place where there are devotees, and we do, along with devotees, we do devotional service with them. So, that is being said. And next comes this Shanta or peacefulness. Is it not? Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataiva Shanta. I mean, Bengalis are there. I am not a Bengali, but I am just repeating. Krishna Bhakta Shanta Ataiva. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataiva Shanta. Yes, correct. Mukti, Bhukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakali, Ashanta. Now this is very simple for everybody to understand. And in this you can make out. Only when you take up to Krishna Bhakti, you become desireless, nishkama, become very important. With the desires in heart, we can never be peaceful. With desires in heart, one can never be peaceful. One has to be totally desireless. Desireless means of the material activities. What did Prahlad Maharaj ask Narasimhadeva? When Narasimhadeva was pushing him to ask for some boon, he was asking that, no? So what did he say? Bhavadastut means. Yes, correct. That's what he asked. Prabhu, others would not have heard what you said. Swavaradharshaba kamanam hridya samroham bhavatastu vrunevaram. He says, Yadi dasyasi me kaman. If at all you want to give me any benediction, oh, the best of the givers of the benedictions, my simple prayer to you is that please take away from the core of my heart all the material desires. Please take away from the core of my heart all the material desires, and let there be only one desire in my heart. And what is that desire? Simply to surrender to your lotus feet and keep doing devotional service for you. Yadi dasyasi me kaman kamanam varam shaba kamanam hridi asamroham bhavatastute vrinam. He explains that. This is very important, this, So here he says, so if you have to be peaceful, one has to become desireless, and one can become desireless only when he takes up to the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Next comes Maitra. Maitra means being friendly with everyone. Yesterday also it was discussed in detail. So being friendly, and again in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining about this friendliness. And he says one has to be friendly to all the living entities. If you are doing everything, all the devotional service, but you are very arrogant with others, Krishna is not happy with it. Especially with the devotees, if you are doing that, we will never be able to. So that comes a lot of aparadhas we keep committing towards other living. That is not possible. Then he says Atmavan, conscious that he is not the body, but a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Mamai Vamsho Jivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatana. He says, one has to be conscious that I am not this. All these things come. How does it come? It comes immediately. It doesn't come. So various do's and don'ts have been given to us. In conclusion, you have to understand what is our movement. What is our Krishna consciousness movement here? What is ISKCON doing? Seva, mainly, if you see. No? So again, quoting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what does he say? Prabhu kahe. Prabhu kahe Vaishnava seva nama sankirtana dui kara. He says, Vaishnava seva nama sankirtana dui kara. Shigra pabe Sri Krishna charana. Very simple, right? Prabhu kahe Vaishnava seva nama sankirtana dui kare shigra pabe Sri Krishna charana. He says. So actually we have to see our movement is full of seva only. We are all chanting, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What is the meaning of this? What are we saying? Oh Lord, please engage me in your devotional service. So seva. There also comes this seva. Rupa Goswami studied under Vachaspati for 12 years. Then he came to Sanatana Goswami to take initiation. Sanatana Goswami directed him to, not Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, sorry. Jiva Goswami studied under Vachaspati for 12 years. Then Jiva Goswami came to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami directed him to Rupa Goswami. And when he went to Rupa Goswami, what did Jiva Goswami do? He was washing his clothes, he was washing his vessels, he was preparing food for him. He used to make sure that the ink pot, at that time the ink pot was there, so that ink pot is always full. The ink is there in that, so he will make sure he has to make ink and he has to put it inside that. He will keep the ink pot. Then the leaves have to be kept ready. Sufficient number of leaves should be there so that he can write. All these things he did for several years. Then only he got the initiation. Then only he was accepted by Rupa Goswami. Let's take the case of Narottama Das Goswami. Narottama Dasa. Actually, Narottam Das is coming from a very rich family. But he served Lochana Dasa. Loknath Swami or Lochana Das? Loknath Swami. He was serving. He was, correct, Loknath Swami. So he was serving Loknath. And what was he doing for Loknath? He was cleaning his stool, everything he was taking it out. So that next day when Loknath Swami will come, that place is very clean and neat for him. Coming from such a rich family, doing it, all these things, they do that. Nowadays, you ask one devotee to just clean that place, he says, Prabhu, those new brahmacharis are there, tell them, not us. Because I am now initiated, I will not do it. It is coming to that, So no, doing only seva only we will be able to make progress. Let's take the case of Prabhupada, what he did. Prabhupada was also serving. Prabhupada, when in the initial days, he was serving his disciples, beginning, because they did not know anything about Krishna consciousness. And he was preparing boga, he was preparing the boga, he was offering and he was giving these people prasad. Right? He was doing that. Let's take the case of Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Now today we are all sitting in Mayapur, so happily we are coming, going, only finding fault in Mayapur, this is not okay, that is not okay. But just imagine how much, what all Jayapataka Swami Maharaj has done in the initial days to bring this to this level. 50 years back when he was given this place, what was this place? This was only a marshy land. From that he converted, he used to go and bring cement in a cycle from Krishnanagar. He used to do all those things. These buildings were built by him, everything. How much of effort and everything has been put. We also have to do the same thing. Only by doing seva can we purify ourselves, can we become humble. Humility doesn't come just by sitting and giving advice to others. Humility comes only when I do the seva. I am telling this because I am connected with Birnagar project. I have been asked to do the Birnagar project. And Birnagar project, I am getting lots of advices from people. And I told them, people, you are giving advice, why don't you come and sit and do? No, Prabhu, I don't have time, I am only telling you what you should do. So I said, thank you. So that is fine. So this is what people do. Many people are wanting to give advice, but don't want to do any seva. No. Unless I do seva, I cannot progress in my life. I will not become humble. I will not become tolerant. When you are doing seva with other devotees, we also learn how to tolerate others. How to become, how to not to retort when he says something. Everything we learn and we become humble. Okay, so our movement, we have to understand, this is a beautiful thing that has been given to us. Vaishnava Seva, Nama Sankirtana. In fact, Nama Sankirtana also becomes very pure when we do Vaishnava Seva, when we become humble and tolerant. Trinadapi Shunichena, Tarorapi Saishnona, Amanina Manadina, Kirtaniya Sadahari. That's what it is. You can do a proper Kirtan only when you are humble and tolerant, not otherwise. That's how it has been. Okay, with this I'll stop the class. Thank you very much to all of you. Please forgive me if I have said something wrong or if it has not been correct. Hare Krishna. It's open for comments, criticisms or any additional points, questions.
Hare Krishna, very nice nectarine sessions. We had a point like we discussed like for his income, devotee should be satisfied and all. He should be satisfied, Shanta.
He should be Shanta.
Yeah. If everything is predestined, पहले से अगर everything is hard-coded, fixed, then the devotee should have platform like real time, as you said, services. So as Prabhupada...
Can you keep it a bit at the distance and top? Yeah.
As Prabhupada said, 50,000 devotees will be coming here, and which is happening soon. And how about this services? Because I grew up in Odisha. I've seen this concept was there previously also, but people take it into different moment. Like take everything. Shanta means just take it and rest it. So that way, Mary Shanta means like for myself, I said just take a food and sleep. So that way also next generation also doing that. But how to engage them? Suppose whoever sees by doing engagement, but there are like whoever like Guru Maharaj has done great work to establish like last 50 years, how the next generation, whoever coming here in Mayapur to engage in the service, whoever kids or whatever studying, because people find they can't be engaged much, then they are looking outside and going. But here itself, a lot of work is happening. So how to motivate, how to do that so they can, you know,
How to motivate devotees to get engaged in the service?
devotee kids, because all are thinking there is no future. Future is not required. Future is here only. But as we have many services here itself, in Mayapur itself we have thousands of, hundreds of thousands of services are there.
Yeah, understood. So basically what it is all happening because the foundation is not strong. The foundation should be strong. So when you are being taught correctly and told that this is what it is, that's what has been, they are trying that. See how Prabhupada's disciples, they left everything. They also joined the movement when they were 17, 18, 19, 20. At that age only they all joined. Even now they are there. Majority of them are there. Some left, no doubt. But 70, 80 they are now. But still they are in the movement. And they are not greedy or anything like that to have anything. They are not expecting any respect from anyone. They are not doing, how? Because their foundation is so strong. That's why whatever they say, we are able to understand. When they talk, it also makes an impact on us. So we also have to see how can I understand first of all correctly, and how can I inspire others to take it up and do it. Krishna consciousness is spreading far and wide all over the world. People will keep coming. This movement is not going to stop now. Prabhupada said that this will go on for the next 10,000 years. So it will go on. People will come. We may say some and we may think that what will happen. No. When I feel that what will happen, so then let me do one thing. Let me get myself engaged and do nicely so that I become an example for others. Others can also get it. That way also we can.
Thank you, Guru. Hare Krishna.
Time up now already. 9:10, 9:02 already. Okay, we'll stop the class with this. Shila Prabhupada ki, Guru Maharaj ki, Bhagavatam Granth Raj ki. Hare Krishna.